Hello, everybody. Welcome to the monthly Oracle Wisdom for May 2025. My name is Natalie Sadie. I am a few days late with this. I have been so swamped and I haven't been able to get everything in order and to get the recording up like I normally do. So I am heading into the High Vibe studio shortly to do full disclosure. But I thought before I did that, I would jump on and we would do this monthly reading live. So we are doing Pick a Pile once again. And because I'm home, last month, for those of you that watched, I was obviously in Hawaii having a birthday trip with my family. But we are back. I have all the crystals and everything set up like I normally do. So pile number one is going to be shungite with my truth crystal. Pile number two is my granite from Rockport, Massachusetts. And pile number three is my clear quartz. So take a moment to take a breath and think about which of the crystals resonates with you. Pile number one, the shungite. Pile number two, the granite from Rockport. And pile number three, the clear quartz. All right, we are going to jump in with pile number one. So as I say each and every month, I don't look at these cards ahead of time. I obviously pulled them before we started, but everything is always face down. I have no idea what any of these readings are. And we're going to start with the Future Higher Self Oracle, which is a MahrukhX deck, then followed by the Butterfly Effect, and then we're finishing up with one card for each pile, which is the Divine Masters Oracle. So the first card out is you will find your place in the world even when you don't know how. So if you're feeling lost at the moment and feeling confused about where everything's going, and I don't even know, I keep hearing, what's the point? What's the point? If that's how you're feeling, just know that this too shall pass. There are moments in time where these questions about where we're going or what it is we're meant to be doing or where we fit into everything, it comes up for all of us at different times. And I think it's the universe's way to get us to refocus and really think about at a deep level what it is we need and want, and what it is we should be doing, because sometimes it's very easy to get swept up in a direction that doesn't work for us or isn't going to work for us in the long term. But it's just it's the path of least resistance. And so to be asking these questions of ourselves, it makes us take a very honest look at everything that's going on and figure out what does work for us, what doesn't, and move from there. So the next card out is let go. I mean, really let go. There's something better on the horizon. So I feel like there is something that you're hanging on to because you're afraid of what will happen if you let go. But the reality is that's when all the great stuff comes in. So if it's a person you're hanging on to, you're afraid to let go of them because you don't know how you'll survive or what you'll do, you're going to be fine. When I was very young, I got married to my childhood sweetheart and I loved him with every fiber of my being. But the reality was, as adults, we just weren't compatible for a life together till death do us part. And there were all these people that existed in my world at the time that was saying, she'll never be able to do it without him. She'll never be able to survive on her own. And I think a deeper part of me believed that as well. And the reality is, the moment I was free, and he was a wonderful man, he just wasn't meant to be with me. And the moment I got out of that relationship, I felt free and I thrived in a way that I couldn't have imagined prior to, because I was thinking if I could survive on my own, it would be barely. So just know that when you let go, there is something better coming in, but you have to be brave and take that leap. Next card out is be willing to let go of everything you once thought to be true. Okay, so this month for you who picked pile number one, there is a theme of letting go. And sometimes it's the beliefs that we've carried. It might be about the world, it might be about a particular person, but everything is shifting. And it's, as I was getting ready to do this and to head to the studio, I've been watching the Leo King's sun signs that he released Wednesday, and they're phenomenal. If you haven't bought that special, you should. It's talking about the next 10 years, I think it is. But mind blowing. And we've got all the outer planets shifting at exactly the same time, or maybe not in the exact moment, but you know what I mean. They're all shifting in a very timely fashion close together, which isn't how it normally goes. And so there is so much shifting in our world and our lives. And that leads to massive changes for us personally. So just know that with all of this shifting and with everything that you're needing to let go of, it can be incredibly scary, but it doesn't mean it's bad. So just embrace it, embrace the change, embrace the new ideas that are coming at you. And if that changes how you perceive the world or how you perceive your role in the world, great. Great. Get ready for a whole new chapter. Make it exciting. Who wants to know right now what's going to happen every day until the day they fall off this planet? I don't. I want it to be an exciting adventure where there's excitement. And I know we don't want disappointment, but you need it to highlight the good. So you want all of those things rolled into this. The next card out is don't fear a blank canvas. Oh, don't fear a blank canvas. Use it to turn your life into a masterpiece. So that's confirmation of everything that I just said. And when it is a blank canvas, it can be anything you want it to be, anything at all. So to me, this is super exciting. I understand that it's scary to have to do the letting go, but it's so much fun because you don't know what's on the other side. And the last card from the Future Higher Self Oracle, a powerful change will transform your life. So you are going through transition. You guys are going into a cocoon and you're going to emerge as a butterfly, which ironically is the next set of cards that we're using, the butterfly effect cards. But it's time for you to go through this transition. And so people, I don't know why, have been sending me the story recently of twins in the womb, and they're having a conversation between themselves and they don't know what happens after birth. And one thinks that there's just nothing there, and the other one's going, what if it's this? And what if it's amazing? And what if we get to meet mother? And what if this? And what if that? And obviously we know that after birth, a whole new world opens up. So just know that we're going through this transition at the moment, but it's a good thing. It is for your highest good, and it's going to take you exactly where you need it to. All right. So the first card out from the butterfly effect deck, there's a secrecy. There's a situation or a person that's not what it appears to be, but you will slowly start to uncover things that have been kept secret. Pay close attention to your surroundings. So this brings me back to let go. There's better things on the horizon, and be willing to let go of everything that you once thought to be true. There are big shifts coming, and I feel like this will involve a person or people in your life, and situations will be revealed for what they really are. So that's okay. Just go with it. The next card out is self-love. Your focus will be on putting yourself first and showing yourself the love you've been longing for, because there's a desire to shift and rise up to something more meaningful. So it's time for you to take care of you and understand your worth and your value. And you're not going to find the love from somebody else that you need until you're able to give it to yourself. And I feel like whatever has been going on for you has been what has been stopping you from getting to that place. So focus on that, and everything else will fall into place for you. Next card out is delusions. You can stay holed up in your mind, wishing, waiting, and wanting, or you can get up and make changes. Don't get lost in the fantasy world when you can create a reality that is so much better. So, again, we're going back to you can choose to stay on the path of least resistance and stay around the personal people that you know aren't right for you at this moment in your life. And it doesn't take away all the great things that have happened in the past, but sometimes we just outgrow people. The chapter that they're meant to play in our life is done. Anne and I did a great episode of Gemini Rising with Galliana Akin. She reads soul contracts, and I've had a reading with her before, and it's freaking incredible. It's really difficult to get a reading with her, but she's got on her website practitioners that you can book in with, who are apparently phenomenal as well. But go watch that episode. We talk about karmic relationships versus soulmate relationships versus twin flame relationships, all of that. And we talk about this soul purpose that we have on this earth, and we all have one. We made the plan before we came here. We made the contract before we came here to earth to live this life. But obviously, once we're born, for the most part, we forget what it is we're meant to be doing. And this is where we have to connect to source, the universe, however you like to think about it or approach it. And we have to trust our gut to guide us to where it is we're meant to be. And I think that for a lot of us, my apologies, it's very easy to get sidetracked and derailed from what it is we're meant to be doing. So have a watch of that. Maybe that'll trigger something for you. Maybe you'll want to book in for a reading, get on Galliana's waiting list, or go with one of her other practitioners. But I feel like this being a crossroads for you, go and find whatever it is that you need to get clarity, and that will help you just kind of through this transition phase. The final butterfly effect card is talent. You will feel empowered to share a unique talent that comes easily to you. Once that will give you an endless flow of one that will give you an endless flow of creativity, sense of peace, and freedom. So I don't know if you know what talent you have yet, or maybe you've been scared to show the world, but you're going to tap into that and really start to release it to the world. And I do understand how terrifying that can be. Anybody that has been watching me from the beginning, doing these oracle readings, they started just on high vibe. And I did that knowing that it would be a friendlier audience and putting it out to the entire world on YouTube. And I knew I was good at doing readings, and I knew that I channeled, but to do it publicly was terrifying. So for me, I kind of dipped my toe in, and then I hit a point where I went, right, I am comfortable with this and I'm ready to put it out to the world. But anyone that watched those early readings, I won't say they were terrible. I don't think they were. I think that you could tell I was holding back. I wasn't letting the information flow in the way that I should have, and that I do now. And I was so worried that people would judge me, and I apologized and all the different things. And now I just trust what I get, and I believe the messages will reach the right people. And that's it. I don't promote it. I don't do anything for it. I just am releasing it to the world. And I share that story so that if you're having doubts about whether you can put whatever it is that you're wonderful at out into the world, you can. And if you need to do it in baby steps, that's fine. Just start. And then the final card, so the Divine Master that I pulled for you was Dwal Kul, Divine Mission, Enlightened Action, Make Choices from the Heart. So this is about getting onto your path and fulfilling your divine mission. Like I said, the soul contract episode, I think, will be really powerful for you guys. And if you get a soul contract reading, some of you may prefer to go to a medium, a psychic, maybe it's an astrologer, whatever it may be. But I feel like there is a huge shift, and just if you need that guidance, go find it. Maybe you've been doing the work and you're comfortable enough that the information that you're getting yourself is able to help you make that shift, but it's time to take the leap. Let go of all these things that you know don't serve you. It may be the easiest option, but it's not what's right for you. So we are going to move on to pile number 2, which is the granite. And okay, let's dive straight in. So the first card out, and I have to say, when I was pulling these cards, cards were flying left and right. It was crazy. So there were clearly some very strong messages that needed to come through. So card number 1, there's nothing outside of you that can fulfill you. So if you're feeling doubt, you're feeling an emptiness, and you're searching for something right now, you need to know that you have everything that you need already within you, and you need to stop searching for something else. And so that might mean you need to do a little bit of work to get comfortable with yourself, to stop doubting yourself. I say this as someone who has one of the worst inner critics that you can imagine. I'm so self-critical, and I have had to do a lot of work to be able to get it under control. And for the most part, I do okay. Every so often, that thing rears its ugly head and I start to doubt myself. And that's when I have to do some more work to quiet it back down. So just know that if you're searching for something to fill that void, you're not going to find it unless you look within. The next card out is good luck sometimes comes disguised as bad luck. So if you get bad news about something that you were hoping to come to fruition this month, know that it's the universe protecting you. I've told a bunch of different stories of big heartbreaks or letdowns that I've had in this life where I desperately wanted something, and no matter what I did, these things wouldn't come to fruition. And it was only many, many, many years later that I realized why the universe didn't give me what it was I wanted so badly and I was chasing. And it can be frustrating and it can be heartbreaking in the moment when these things happen, but you have to trust that there is a reason. Even as far as buying homes, I owned several different properties in Australia at different times, and I remember there were a couple of homes that I was just heartbroken that I missed out on. And with those, I don't know why the universe didn't let it happen the way I wanted it to, but I have to trust that there was a reason I wasn't meant to be in that place, in that space, or doing my life there. There was a reason why I needed to be where I ended up. Just like how I ended up in this apartment. I was so upset. There was an apartment that I wanted that in some ways would have been a much better fit for me. However, it was the people in this building, one woman in particular that was my closest friend here in LA for the longest time. And there are some significant things that she brought into my life that changed the trajectory of my life here. So you have to trust that if there is something that you're missing out on, or a person that chooses not to be with you, it is all serving a purpose and you have to trust it. You are going to make mistakes and it's okay. Sometimes you learn by messing up. And messing up gives you a good story sometimes. We all make mistakes. It's part of being human. And this is also where you can't go and question yourself in every decision that you're making, which is something we do. And as someone that has this strong self-critic, forever beating myself up if I make a mistake. But the reality is that is how you learn. It is how you grow. And it is, if everything worked in our favor all the time, we would never learn anything. We would never think more deeply about how we can get to where it is we need to go. So just know that if you mess up, it's totally fine. And again, it's happening for a reason. The wheel will turn in your favor. Keep going. So it's all working on the universe's divine timing. It doesn't always align with how we want it to play out, but it's working. And don't forget to fulfill your needs while helping others. So all of my readings recently have had a very strong emphasis on self-care. And I always use the same example, which is if you're on an aeroplane, you have to put your oxygen mask before you help anyone else, including your children, because if you pass out, you can't help anyone. So, doing this work to go within and realize that you are whole and that you have everything that you need, that is a form of self-care. So if that's what you need to do right now, and even if people think that maybe it's selfish or you need to focus on them or you're taking too much time, too bad. You need to do that. You need to fill your cup up in order to be able to fill others up. So just know that and know that it's okay. So the first card for you guys from the butterfly effect is clearing. You're finding alternative ways to find happiness, clearing away energy that doesn't serve you anymore and aligning with your higher self. We're in spring cleaning season, and there is nothing better than clearing things out and all of a sudden you gain clarity and you feel grounded and centered when everything around you is clean. And so it's the same with clearing energies in your life, whether it be a work energy, a human energy, whether it be friends, family, relationships, whatever it is, clear out everything that isn't working for you. It's just it's time. And the Oh no, we've got two more of these. Intuition. Your intuition is your superpower. You are harnessing your psychic abilities and learning to trust the inner voice to guide you and the decisions you make. So clear having this cleanse of whatever it is that's not serving you and energetically clearing your space, clearing your field, all of that will allow you to tap into that inner guidance and your psychic abilities and your gifts so much more potently. Because when you've got all these disruptions and this energy attached to you that doesn't serve you, it makes it so much harder to hear everything else. So just know that the clearing is working for you in terms of growth. And then the final butterfly effect card for you is transition. You're undergoing a significant life change or entering into a time of transition. Growth will only be possible by suspending your desire to fill the uncomfortable void that you feel. So that comes back to our very first card. This void that you're trying to fill, you can't. You're going through transition. It can be scary. It can be discombobulating. And we feel at times like we're losing the plot or we're never going to get that feeling of being fulfilled back. And that's just not the truth. So trust the transition, trust the process, trust the timing of all of this. We all seem to be going through a transition at the moment. For those of you that have watched pile number one, you'll understand what I'm saying. But in this moment when we do have these outer planets shifting, even though the outer planets are more about the collective than the personal planets, they still affect us personally. So as these things are shifting, which houses they are in our chart and which sign they're in our chart and what sign with the house, all that sort of stuff, all of that is going to be playing a huge part. So give it time to just settle. And with Neptune, with Saturn moving, Pluto's not retrograding back into Pisces, Aquarius, Capricorn. Oh my gosh, I'm having a moment. Pluto isn't retrograding back into Capricorn again. We are now fully in Aquarius. But with Neptune and Saturn, it's going to be coming into Aries, or they're going to be coming into Aries and then retrograding back out. Same with Uranus moving into Gemini, retrograding back out into Taurus again. So there's going to be this sense of everything shifting and then coming back, and then it all transitions and just sort of continues on its way. So just know that as we're moving through this, you'll adjust to these new energies, but it takes a minute. So give yourself that time to breathe and just get your footing and figure out what works for you. The Divine Master card that was pulled for you is Lady Nada, expanded heart, openness, liberation, let yourself love and be loved. So it's time to embrace who you are. It's time to love yourself fully. And maybe this month is just the beginning of that journey to get to that point. But once you're able to do it, you'll be able to allow others to love you in the way that you absolutely 100% deserve. So I feel like this is a really good month. It's just, you know, it's almost like taking your first steps in the world and realizing how much lays before you and just finding your footing with all of that. But I feel like it's super exciting. So run with it and embrace the change. We are going to move on to pile number 3 for those of you that selected that with the clear quartz. And we'll just dive right in. There's more to know than what you currently know. Okay, so there's information that hasn't been made available to you for whatever reason, whether it's the universe, whether somebody is keeping a secret. I think I'll pull another card so we can get a bit of clarity. With greater awareness, you will find the answers you're looking for. So you already have questions on whatever this is. And so you're actually going to go looking for the answers this month. Do you not know the answers because you didn't want to know? I asked because a situation was popping into my head, which was when I look back at a relationship with the very abusive ex, I think if I'm being honest, when I look back, I already knew he was cheating on me, but I didn't have any proof. But I'm not the girl that goes snooping and stalking and all of that. If I'm not secure in a relationship, I'm getting out. But I always knew that the second I knew he was cheating, I was done. I was out. I was not staying there. And so my question is, do you have suspicions? I don't know what this information is. I'm not saying it's about somebody cheating, but do you have suspicions about something, but to date, you've kind of sat back and just let it ride to see where it'll play out? Because I feel like when you go searching, you're going to find the answers and then you're going to be able to make a clear decision. And this could be something in regard to work. This could be something in regard to friendship or family members. Like I said, I only used my example because that was what was popping up into my that was the vision I was getting. And so it's something in relation to that or sort of in that realm. So the next card out is you have special gifts. Never surrender to normal. So if somebody is trying to put you in a box and tell you exactly how it's meant to be and how you have to do it, no, sir, that is not how this is going to go. It's time for you to stand in your power and just trust that the right people will find you when you're being true to who you are and embracing the gifts that you do have. There are plenty of people that think I'm super weird just in my day-to-day life and the way I live my life. And there are friends that love that about me and think it's amazing. And then there are other friends that, well, they're not my friends anymore. They kind of disappear and go back to their life because I'm not living according to the standards that they believe life should be lived. And you know what? That's fine. Creates more space to find more people that are just as weird and embrace my weirdness. So, not saying that you're weird. I'm just saying that when you have special gifts and people are trying to fit you into a box, you don't need to do it. And if they think that you're weird or that makes you weird, that's on them. Next card out is believe in yourself and your ability to carry out your dream. You have to, because if you don't believe, you're not going to be able to manifest. You're not going to be able to manifest. You're not going to be able to create what you wanted to create. I've told this story a million times and I will keep telling it. When I was moving over to the US, I had people calling me, you can't do this. And some of them, it was because they were scared for me. Others, it was, well, that's really difficult. You've got a whole life here. For others, it was, you can't do it because I couldn't do it. That's really cute that you couldn't do it, but who's to say that I can't? And 7.5 years later, I'm still here. I have the most incredible life. I have incredible friends, and I am grateful every day that I wake up that I am here. And there has never been a single second that I have regretted my decision of taking that chance on myself and chasing my dreams. Did it all play out the way that I thought it would? No. Is most of it better than I thought that it would be? Absolutely. And am I excited about what lays ahead? Yes. But in order to get to this place, you have to be able to quiet the voices of everybody trying to come at you and give you all the reasons for why you're wrong. But if you know that whatever it is you're chasing, whatever that dream is where you're meant to be, go forth. The right people will come out of the woodwork and support you. And you know what? You'll probably be surprised by some of the people that do. Next card out is spend less time worrying about your appearance. You are enough. In a world that is obsessed with how people look and how women are aging, and if they get any work done, people pick them apart for it. And if they get nothing done, then they're picked apart for that. It's the joy of being a woman. And I know this goes on for men as well. You're perfect exactly as you are, and whatever you choose to do or not to do to yourself, you're perfect. Doesn't matter what size you are. Doesn't matter how big your boobs are or how big your butt is or anything like that. 100% perfect. And it was a necessary ending so that you can pursue the life you're destined to lead. Leave the past behind. So I do think that there is something coming to an end this month for you, and it's tied with these first two cards that came out about how there's more information coming out. But whatever is ending is a good thing, even if the ending is painful. And no ending is fun. My divorce from my husband was probably as good as a divorce can be, and it still sucked. So we have to get through this. We have to adjust to life with the changes that come in. And you do adjust and you do get to a new place with it all, but just know that it was a necessary ending for the new chapter to come in. And those karmic relationships are, those karmic relationships are over and done with. And so it's time to move on to bigger and better things. So with the first butterfly effect card, rivalry, you will encounter competition that will force you to stay ahead of the game. Remember, they are not your enemy. Let it make you stronger and transform envy to a healthy motivation. So here's the whole thing. If you're stepping into a space of some sort where there are other people, other players, I mean, let's use the oracle card readings. There are plenty of people that are doing tarot and all sorts of things online and all of that. And I've had people call me and tell me how I need to do my readings and I shouldn't share my personal stories. But the reality is that's how I relate. That's how I get the images. So that's what I share. I just give it to you all as it comes in. I don't look at them and their numbers. I don't look at what they're doing. I don't look at how they're doing it. I'm just running my own race over here. And sometimes I see things and think, oh, maybe I need to shift things. Maybe I need to alter how I'm doing things. But when that timing is right, that is what I do for me. So know that you can focus on you even if there's rivalry out there, because if you're chasing what's right for you, you're doing exactly what you're meant to, and you're going to end up exactly where you need to. Next card out is flow. You've let go of your expectations and attachments to the idea of what you thought would make you happy, and learning to get out of your own way by embracing the flow of life. So I feel like this month, I don't know if change is the right word, but I feel like there's a lot of growth. You're finally ready to step away from whatever it is that's going on that you've had questions about and that's probably not serving you. And you're ready to step up and really go for the things that are calling to your soul, which I think is amazing. So it's just keeping your head in the right space so that you don't get sidetracked by others that may be in the same field. Don't let your inner critic come in and derail you that way. Um, and don't let whatever is ending stop you in your tracks. Feel what you need to feel, go through the grieving process, but then, continue on. The final butterfly effect card is acceptance. You're accepting situations and people for what they are, learning to let go of the things that can no longer be fixed and choosing to change, to challenge yourself to grow. So you're ready. You're ready to step into this new chapter. And with acceptance and flow, you're accepting what was, you're accepting where it's gotten you, and you're ready to move forward. And this is so exciting. It's so exciting because it's exactly how we're meant to navigate this life. And then the Divine Masters card that was pulled was Lady Venus, light activation, call to action, power surge, earth mission. So it's time for you to tap into that earth mission. You're being called to step up and do this. And it's go time. There's no waiting around. There's no waiting to be called. There's no time for hesitation. It's just time to go. And I feel like that's amazing. So I hope this resonated with some of you, if not all of you. I will put the timestamps down below. I am heading straight into the studio so that we can do full disclosure. So if you're not on High Vibe, make sure you get on it. And I will see you all on Monday for the weekly Oracle Wisdom. Have a great weekend, everyone.